So, yes, we have the life-changing magic of tidying up. And I'm just gonna go ahead and place this book down, just like we talked about this one a little bit. Yes, you can look at the pages and then decide if you want it a minute. I don't think this will be for you. Let's take a look. This is a fiction book, but it's a very good book when we're dealing with some of the issues you mentioned that you want to change. Yes, so this book right here, this one here is by, yes, you know the author. Okay, have you read this book before? Okay. So I recommend you read this book again, just trying to analyze it in a different way. Think about the characters, think about who you are or who you would be in the book, what you would do in different situations, and think about how they may be playing out in your life, in your current life, and what you can do to change that. Yes, she's a great author. Do you have a copy or do you need to take this one? It might have some writing. Let me take a look. Okay, so it doesn't look like it has much. No, it doesn't have any writing in it actually. I do encourage you to take notes. If you have your own copy, go ahead and do that on in your own book. If you don't, I can give you some sticky notes and you can do that. Or just highlight anything that brings specific thoughts into your mind. Yes, so you have a copy. Okay, so then I'm just going to place this one back in its spot and you go ahead and use your own copy. Okay, yes. And then what is your do you have any particular no, that's not what I was gonna ask, don't worry. I was just gonna ask if you have any particular preferences in terms of books, paper, so the cover, do you like a soft cover, a hard cover? Okay, so it doesn't matter. Okay. So the next book I'm going to recommend, and this is up to you, depending on your own personal beliefs, but I recommend that you look at the dark side of yourself based on your zodiac sign. Yes, so like I said, it is totally up to you, but the Dark Side Zodiac is quite a funny book, so even if you decide that you don't relate or you don't believe in astrology, then you would still get quite a good laughs out of it. So this is the Dark Side Zodiac book by Stella Hyde, I believe. Yes, and we have Aries, Taurus, Gemini, Cancer, Leo, Virgo, Libra, Scorpio, Sagittarius, Capricorn, Aquarius, and Pisces. And just, I recommend that you read about your own zodiac and also about those in your life that matter to you. And it could be beneficial to also read about the zodiac signs of those who you have a challenging relationship with or who you have issues with, especially in terms of communication. It might give you some very good insight. Yes, this one I have. Yes, I have enough copies available, so you can take it home. It's very colorful, as you can see. Yes. Yep, just very, very colorful. And yes, it is definitely a good read. So I'll leave it here and you can decide if you want to take it or not. Just gonna place that one in the bottom right there. This one right up on top. And I'm just gonna need 1 second to take a look at the other books I have. There's a couple that I'd like you to read, but I don't know if I have them here yet. So let me take a look real quick. So let's see. So this book is a very it's written by a clinical psychologist, and I would say that the relationship people have or the opinion people have of this author can be, very different. Some people really love his approach, others hate his approach, and then there's people that are quite just in between. So personally, I like to just be able to take a look at what works for me and leave what doesn't work for me out, okay? So I never become, attached or a fan of someone. I think it's important that whether we're reading from Marie Kondo or anyone else really, Sadhguru, for example, that we don't become attached to the person's beliefs, that we get to create our own, and we see what works for us and what doesn't in order to improve our lives. Yes. So I like to think of everything as a gray approach, not everything in black and white. Okay. So we have Beyond Order. This one, there's a book before it called 12 Rules for Life, and this is 12 More Rules for Life. So I'll just read you the rules that are in the Beyond Order book, and you can decide if it's something you might be interested in taking. Do not carelessly denigrate social institutions or creative achievement. That is rule number 1. Rule number 2 is imagine who you could be and then aim single-mindedly at that. Do not hide unwanted things in the fog. Notice, that was number 3, yeah. Number 4 is notice that opportunity lurks where responsibility has been advocated. Rule number 5, do not do what you hate. Rule number 6, abandon ideology. Rule number 7, work as hard as you possibly can on at least one thing and see what happens. Rule number 8, try to make one room in your home as beautiful as possible. Rule number 9, if old memories still upset you, write them down carefully and completely. Rule number, I believe it is 10, plan and work diligently to maintain the romance in your relationship if you have a relationship. Rule number 11, do not allow yourself to become resentful, deceitful, or arrogant. And rule number 12, be grateful in spite of your suffering. So, I personally like the Beyond Order book more than the first 12 rules for life. I believe these rules apply very well to everyone. But even when they don't, even if there's something in there that isn't for you or that you don't feel is for you, there's definitely going to be value in at least one of the chapters. So I would say feel free to browse through the book freely. You don't have to read it in order. Just look at it and decide what you want to read, what you don't want to read, and go about it that way. Yes, that is how I actually read both of these books. You know, I feel strongly about certain things, so if there's something that I don't feel I would really relate to, I might browse through it, take a quick look, and then sometimes I will change my mind, sometimes I will not, but it's important that you don't feel as though you have to do everything a certain way, okay? Which is in part why I'm not really a fan of the rules for Lightning, but it is, I'm not the author, so. But these are, I would say, very good. There's a lot of good guidance in there, and there's also going to be things that in all books we may not like. Then we have The Power of Now. The Power of Now is all about bringing you into the present moment and helping you be grateful for what you have and realizing that you have the power in this very moment to be happy. And it is a very powerful book. So I recommend that you just really let your mind be open to different suggestions and see what happens. How does it change your life? Okay. Let's see. How many pages? How many pages? This one has, I think it's about 200. Yeah, there's 191 pages. So. Yes. I understand this, so feel free to take these books with you, and I will be here, and we can just go over some of them together in our next session. Just let me know what you read, what you thought about. Yes, what did you think about while reading the books? I think that's a great idea. Why don't we begin with one particular book, okay? So, which one did you want to start with? And if there's any book you don't want to read at all for any reason, then feel free to do that as well, okay? So because organization is the main thing you want to change right now, you want to start with this. Okay. So when you want to declutter a lot, you have a lot of items. Okay. So don't worry. This is a good start. I just sense you're a little bit nervous. That's why I'm telling you not to worry. Everything will be fine. Although I know that's not very helpful, is it? Sorry. Okay, so this one for that, and then you wanted The Power of Now. Okay, so The Power of Now and the Life-Changing Magic of Typing. The Power of Now and the Life